Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Sessions number 66 on the 6th day of 2020, January 6th. Hope that 2020 is going well for everyone so far. Going good here. Weather's good, a little cool, but nice and sunny, no rain. I think we got some more of that coming in. Or at least a chance of it tomorrow, I think. So it's all good. Let's see who we got here this morning. We got Hitch Hamilton says chilly 43 in Southwest Florida. Troy says, good morning, everybody. Stay well caffeinated. Yes, indeed. Bart Bixel, big hello from Washington State. My coffee is hot and tasty, as it should be. Hitch says he's got a big cup of hot coffee. Steve Gronsky's already on his second cup, 33 in Mustang, Oklahoma this morning. Good morning, Steve. Another Steve. We got Steve at Toronto says, good morning, folks. Kevin Els is in the house this morning. How are you, Kevin? There's Dean. He says coffee. And there's Janet watching over on the Facebooks. Appreciate you, Janet. Hope you're having a good Monday up in the Indy area up there. Mike Reynolds says, good morning, everyone. How you doing, Mike? You looking good, sir? I got your profile pic there. Don Forex, I guess. I like trying to see what that picture is, but I can't really tell what it is. Welcome to the Coffee Sessions. Keith Stanford, how you doing, Keith? LB Sharp's in the house from Geronimo, Oklahoma. Clyde Labonte's here. Good morning, Clyde. Dave Clemens. Matthew Haas. Hello. Slow start this week, but I'll ramp up. He's over on the Facebooks. Glad you're tuning in, Matt. Hope you can stay with us on the coffee sessions and not have to go to one of them silly meetings. What do you have those meetings about anyways? Is it one of them meetings where everybody sits around and talks about how you can't get anything done because you're in all the meetings? Earl Walker says, hello. Morning, everyone. He's back in Ohio, 34 degrees. Mike Sills, good morning, Mike. All right, got a pretty good little crowd over here. I thought it might kind of be a smaller crowd today since for a lot of people it's their first official day to go back to work on 2020. So, but we've got a good little crowd watching here. I appreciate you guys. Jim Senecola from Totally Wood Workshop says good morning from Midland, Michigan. Yeah, we had Matt says, I told my boss no meeting during coffee sessions. Yeah, good. There you go. I forgot what I was going to say now. I got thinking about Matt Haas's meeting thing. No, it's I saw on the news today. Well, actually, I read a report. I can't remember where I read it. Probably Facebook or one of those things. So you read it there, it's true. But I think it was just something that Fox 5, my local news channel, had posted on their Facebook page or whatever. But there's a report out that says that Georgia, which is my wonderful state that I live in, is the sickest state in the nation. And when I say sick, I don't mean like cool, how not like that's so sick, not that kind of sick, but the sickest state in the nation, because according to their information, and I don't know how these folks come up with this stuff, but they said that 6.5% of the population in Georgia has the flu. So yet another reason for me to be a homebody and never go anywhere. Uh, but they said the average, I guess, over the whole U.S. is like 4.2%. So, but yeah, 6.5% down with the flu. And that's why I get a flu shot every year, because I try to stay home as much as I can, stay away from cooties. But you just got to go places sometimes. Um, we got Ryan Ballard in the house. How you doing, Ryan? Earl says his first day back to work after 17 and a half days off. Boy, that must be a killer. Russ Meadows is in the house. How you doing, Russ? Nice profile pic there, you and Teresa. Steven Toronto says that's why the CDC is there. Yeah, probably got something to do with it. Mike Still says everybody in my house has it. Yeah. Well, I tried to warn y'all. I tried to encourage folks to go get flu shots, but not all of y'all listen to me. So, but yeah, there was a startling statistic for me, 6.5%. But it is what it is. Another thing I saw in the news that might be of interest to some of you folks is and this is again on my local news, they were doing a segment about this, but they said the first of the year is always a good time to think about changing your passwords or revamping your passwords. I hate passwords. I really do. And it's because as I've gotten older, my short-term memory sucks. I couldn't even tell you what I had for lunch yesterday. I can tell you where I was at 30 years ago, but that's really not valuable information. But yeah, passwords suck. And the reason they suck is because these days you can't just use like 1, 2, 3, 4, stuff like that. Although some people probably still do. But you have to make them so dadgum crazy that I can't remember them. So I either have to write them down, or one thing I do, and I'm giving away my secrets here. One thing I do a lot of times, I'm pretty good at remembering old phone numbers. I can remember other people's old phone numbers, and I can remember old phone numbers that I've had and stuff like that. But instead of just using the number, I'll combine that with another number, and then throw some letters in there, somebody's initials or something. So it's got to be something that means something to me so I can remember it. And then, and then I'll use the shift key, but, to put in the characters. But instead of thinking of, all these weird characters, I just think of it as the phone number, and I just hold the shift key and put in the number. That way it's coming up as characters. And that works pretty good. I do pretty good at remembering them if I'm at a QWERTY keyboard. And y'all know what the QWERTY keyboard is. It's the, all started with typewriters back in the day. But you get on a phone or something, and now they don't put the keyboard on a phone or a tablet or something like that. Doesn't match up with the QWERTY keyboard. So I'm totally lost if I have to try to put in a password using my phone. I'm like, no, ain't going to happen. And if I do try, I'll end up locking myself out. So I'll try, they give you like 3 or 4 tries and they're like, nah, we're going to lock you out. So, and it always makes me mad when I come up with this really good password and I'm thinking, man, this one's going to be great, and then, like usual, I forget what it is. And so I end up having to hit the forgot password thing and have them send me an email. And then instead of them they won't let you retrieve the password. They always want you to do a new one. So then like the cycle starts all over again. So Yeah, it's passwords are just hard. They're just hard. You got to make them harder and harder to keep from. Ryan says I just gave out his password. I guess when I was saying 1 2 3 4, well, change it up real quick. Put it 4 3 2 1. You'll be okay. Um, let's see. We got Rob Thomas. Hi all. My first time on your site. Rob T from Australia. Okay. I was going to say I grew up with a guy named Rob Thomas. But I'm pretty sure you're not the same Rob, because I doubt that the Rob Thomas I knew uh, 45 years ago is now in Australia. Although it could be, you never know. It's a small world now. Welcome to the coffee sessions, Rob. Always welcome here. Bart says I use a password protected spreadsheet to keep track of mine. Yeah. Well, Google and a lot of those other things, they'll, like when you put in a password for something, they'll go, do you want us to save it? And sometimes I put, yeah, but then I think, well, now they're going to have all the passwords and who knows when they might have a data breach or something. So, you damned if you do and damned if you don't. So, but I use a really low tech thing. I started out I put them on the computer. I had like a spreadsheet, um, and I wrote, but they've since changed again because for whatever reason I forget and have to get a new one or whatever. So now I don't even bother trying to keep that updated. So I just have them wrote down on a piece of paper. Pretty low tech method of keeping up with passwords. Yeah, let's see. I have trouble with passwords on the phone as well. I use patterns on my keyboard. You're probably smarter than me, Bart. I'm just totally lost on a phone trying to put in a password. Dave, did the Rob Thomas you knew say cracky a lot? Nah, don't ever remember the Rob I know saying that. I don't ever know what happened to that, Rob. If there's anybody here on, I know there's a few folks, Janet and Hitch, maybe a few others. Probably Miss George Rothfuss. How you doing? How you doing this morning, George? Yeah, there's a few folks on here that grew up same time, around Danville, same time I did. So you probably know the Thomases. There was Rob, Rick, Dan. I'm trying to think. They had a whole bunch of sons. I can remember they went to the same church that I went to growing up. And if they sat in the pew in front of us, it'd be Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, and like their kids would take up the whole pew because there were so many of them. And Rob was one of them. Let's see. Your method might be low tech, but you cannot hack it. Yeah. And even if somebody was to break into my house, which it'd be pretty hard since I'm here all the time. Even if somebody was to do that and find my list, they'd have to be able to decipher it, because I've even wrote my list where it's not, you couldn't just look at it and go, oh, this is the password. I've got some code in there, and just things that I know. Awesome One Thing says, I had a password fail, reset it to what I thought it was, but now the system tells me it's the current password. I yell, why did I have to reset it if it's correct? Yeah, that pisses me off too when that happens. That really bums me out when you go to all that trouble, and then when you finally reset it, you put in the same one you were putting in, and all of a sudden it wants to work. Um, let's see here. Paul Stewart's in the house. How you doing, Paul? Janet says, I write my passwords on a piece of paper and then put them up somewhere safe, never to be seen again. Yeah, I have trouble with that safe place. I put stuff in a safe place and then I can never remember where the damn safe place is. Um, it really sucks to get old, you know? I mean, I guess it's better than the alternative, but just being able to, forgetting stuff and, you know, probably the worst is when you walk into a room and then you look around and you go, why did I come in here? And you can't remember for nothing. But as soon as you walk back to the other end of the house, then you remember. So then I have to just about run back to this end of the house so that I can get whatever I was going to get or do whatever I was going to do before I forget. I write a lot of notes. I'm very messy. You guys probably already know that if you've seen stuff behind me. I don't try to sugarcoat any of this stuff. It is what it is. Uh, but I have pieces of paper, and I'll write a note. I'll just grab a piece of paper and go, okay, I'll just write it on here. And then that piece of paper gets covered up by 4 or 5 other pieces of paper. And it's crazy. It is crazy. Some wood thinks this happens more than you think. Yeah. Happens to everybody, I guess. Awesome Wood Thing says, my system is so complex I can't even describe it. Yeah. Well, I got this book. I showed this book. I would pull it out, but I've got a bunch of stuff piled on top of it. It'd probably all fall over if I pull it out of there. But I got that book, or Barbara got me that book, and I've showed it on here before where it says, okay, now I'm dead. Now what? And it's where you're supposed to write, passwords and information that needs to be, when you're not here, people need to know stuff. And by the way, I still haven't wrote anything in it, which that's one of my goals for 2020. Maybe I'll get. It's only 6 days in, so maybe I'll get that done for 2020. But yeah, I wouldn't know how to write the passwords down in there because if I stuck that piece of paper that I have, people still wouldn't. There's some that are simple enough they would figure out, but it's like the more it would cost me, financially, if that password got out, the harder it is. The harder the password is. So, and like I said, I make them so dang hard, I can't even remember. But, and I wonder, about this, we've talked before about this AI, artificial intelligence stuff. What, I guess sometime we'll get to the point where long passwords won't matter. They'll be obsolete because artificial intelligence will be, the supercomputers and all that'll be so freaking fast that they can come up with every possible combination in a matter of seconds. So passwords won't matter anymore. I guess you'll have to use the eye scan or the fingerprint or something like that. I've noticed even on this computer, I'm using my new computer, by the way. I guess I told you all that the other day. I've got my 3 monitors hooked up, loving this new computer. Although I was a little disappointed because the first time I got ready to, thanks to a update that Microsoft did, it's got my printer driver screwed up because I print a lot of stuff and I don't like using up a lot of printer paper. So I always print everything using duplex and my printer, it's one of those HP 4650, I think is what it is, but it's like a fax scanner, printer, do all everything. And when I used to print and I select duplex, it would print the back side, come out, and then it would suck the paper back in, flip it over, and do the other side. Now, because I got this new computer, and I guess Microsoft did some stupid update or something, now the printer doesn't do that. When I hit duplex, it prints the back side, but it comes up with a thing and prompts me to take it and put it back in the tray. And I'm like, well, thanks a lot, Microsoft. That's real handy. Yeah. So I'm going to have to figure out how to get it back on the old driver or whatever. The old computer that's behind me here, it still does it, and it's a wireless thing, so I can print from that one. But yeah, new computer's working good. I did, however, went to put a disc, a DVD thing or something, CD, whatever it was, that had drivers on it. And I went to put it in there, and it hummed and fired up, but it never recognized it anywhere. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of odd. So here, just spend, I think it was $850, and I just had it a few days, and already the thing wasn't working. So I opened it up, and the data cable wasn't plugged in, and I'm like, well, that's pretty poor quality right there. So not happy about that. But now that it's working, I am happy with the way it's performing. Super fast. Like I said, I got my 3 monitors set up now. So, yeah. It says might need a printer driver update, not Microsoft. Yeah. Well, that's the only thing I can figure that messed up, because the printer, the little thing that pops up doesn't look like at all what I used to have. It's totally different. So it's not even, it's using, and when I look, it says that it's a driver by Microsoft that I'm using and not the one by HP. And I don't know how to get it back. I don't know if the one that I had with HP now won't work with Microsoft or what. I'll have to keep checking the HP website and see when they come up with a patch or something. I don't know. Just ticked me off though, that because I use that all the time, and it's so much, because my printer's, it's right there, but it's still far enough. I have to get up to, I can't reach it from here. So it's really annoying to have to open it up and flip the, put it in the tray and do all that nonsense. Just stupid. Clyde says, did I void the warranty? I don't know, and I don't care. It works. There wasn't any label or anything blocking me from opening that up. So, and I don't, usually on stuff like that, I don't worry about warranties anyway, because, usually you get something, if it works when you first get it, it's probably going to work a while. Yeah. Russ says just download the driver from HP. Yeah, well, I don't think they've got a fix yet. I think it, like I said, I think it was because at first it worked when I first did the computer, the new computer. It worked for a while, and then all of a sudden I kept getting this thing saying Windows update, and I keep saying, do it later, and finally it did it, and now the printer does that other thing. So anyway. I'll get it figured out eventually. But let's see, how long we've been on here? 25 minutes. All right, we've covered, I saw something, yeah, George was saying face recognition is the way it's going to be. Yeah. I wonder how good that stuff is, though. What do they really go by? Because like right now, what if I had a beard? And then you shave your beard. Well, now you look totally different. Or if I went and got a buzz cut and, had all my hair cut off, shaved my head, You know, I guess it's when you say face, it must just be just this area, your eyes, your nose, and your mouth and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. I don't understand all this stuff, and I'm not sure I'm not sure I trust it either. But I get all kinds of IT help over here. Um, might be a setting. Uh, they sent the same one we had. Blah blah blah. Rollback driver option in advanced setting. Yeah. I just don't understand how a company as big as Microsoft, can you get updates and you always want to stay current on your updates and stuff, but then something that did work now doesn't work. Um, Russ says, just your face. Have you seen NCIS? No, I think that's a TV show. I don't watch TV. I don't watch any of that nonsense on TV. By the way, did anybody see the Golden Globe Awards last night? I didn't watch it, but man, the thing that's going viral now is the monologue at the beginning. Oh, Ricky let him have it, didn't he? That was funny. So funny. Almost makes me wish I'd have watched it, at least the monologue part. Pretty sure he won't be invited back to host that anymore. But just watching the video, because people kept putting it on Twitter and stuff like that, and just seeing the people's faces when he was talking about them and calling them out, that was hilarious. That was really cool. Oh, let's see. George says, I have no idea, but I have a new iPhone and need to have alternative face setting for no glasses. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. So it would be a whole different look whether you're wearing glasses or not. Yeah, Steven says, it's all about the money. Updates make you buy new stuff. Yeah, yep. Yeah, that was good. I don't know if you watched. I didn't watch any of the other crap because I didn't care about that. I never watched any of those award shows. Those are about I know I'm about out of time here, and I'm getting on my soapbox here, folks. But those are about the most useless things I've ever seen. It's all a bunch of rich Hollywood types that get together to pat themselves on the back, like, look how good I did in that movie. And I could give a flip about movies. I think I don't watch any of that stuff. There are some movies that I've watched and they're good, and I'll have my old favorites and stuff. But these days, nah, there's nothing on there that would make me sit down and watch a movie. I haven't been to a movie theater in years. I don't watch. If I watch stuff on well, I don't have Netflix anymore, but the Amazon Prime thing, it's usually a documentary. I want to watch something where I can learn something or something that's real. I don't want to watch fantasy or fancy computer graphics, make believe stuff. And really, when you think about it, that's what an actor is. They get paid millions and millions of dollars to sit around and pretend to be something else. And then they want to try to tell us, that our carbon footprint's too big, or while they're flying around on their jets and their yachts and stuff. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox. I've been on there 30 minutes. You don't want to get me started on that kind of stuff, you guys. You do not want to get me started on that. It says amen. So, yeah, we watch YouTube videos. I watch a ton of YouTube videos, but most of the time, sometimes I watch some for entertainment, but most of the time I'm watching YouTube to learn something. Something I need to figure out something that I don't know, and YouTube is my number one source for that. Builds with Brian is here. Brian Walkenfuss. I hope I said that right. I'm going to have to practice that some before I have you on the show again the next time. But anyway, yeah, I'm been on here 31 minutes. Time for me to get my butt to work. My dog's right down here snoring. I guess he's the only one in here. The other one's probably on the sofa. Oh no, they're both down here. Both laying right behind me. I can't even move. Bart says, I thank the good Lord for YouTube for learning new things. I have learned so many things off YouTube. And it's, I mean, there's nothing. I don't think there's any. You could try to find something that go, I wonder, I bet you nobody's done this. You look on YouTube long enough, you're going to find somebody's already done it. There's nothing. That's why it's, to me, funny. Don't get me started on YouTube either, folks, because we'll be here all day. But another thing I find funny about YouTube is people are always trying to come out with this viral video and stuff. And I'm talking in the maker world, but a lot of stuff's already been done. It may not have been done on a YouTube video, but somebody else done it years ago in a barn somewhere. And, maybe nobody saw it, but it's been passed down, and now somebody does it, puts it on YouTube, and all of a sudden it's, woo, look at this guy, But not impressive to me. Anyway, Greg says, we are engineers and deal in facts. Yeah, that's all I want to see is facts and history, stuff like that. Bart says he saved a ton of coin on auto repairs. Yeah, you got to be careful though, because there's a lot of people that, like I said, they're doing a YouTube video and they pretend they know what they're doing, but they don't. So sometimes it's hard to know. But I just little things, like I had to change a headlight out on my truck or something. And I could open it up and figured it out. And I'm like, well, if I get in there, I'm going to end up taking stuff off that I don't need to. But if you see all the little tricks when you watch a guy that's done it, and he's like, yeah, you got to have a screwdriver stick back here, or whatever it is. But it's just so cool that people share stuff like that on YouTube. Man, we've had almost 40 people on a Monday. Don't you guys have to work? Man. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to get out of here, guys. I've been on my soapbox long enough. If you haven't seen the Ricky, what's his name? Ricky Gervais. I don't know how you say his name. Go watch it. Go to Twitter and check out his monologue. It's hilarious. Unless you're a snowflake, then you probably wouldn't like it. But anyway, everybody have a happy Monday. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.